Hi, I'm Eric D'Amato.
And I see the puppets, but where? Where is the puppeteer?
Well, I can't see the puppeteer, but I guarantee we'll be seeing a lot of the strings in Retro Puppet Master from 1999.
This is one of those kind of movies that you can like see all the strings in the entire wire fu film.
I immediately, as soon as I look at the write up on IMDb, know why this movie's going to be terrible.
Mm-hmm. There's several reasons.
4 wonderful little characters that mean death for any film. PG-13.
Well, that's one reason. Another reason is the fact that it's like filler in an already filler-filled movie series.
It has 4 out of 10. In the late 19th century, an ancient Egyptian sorcerer, because of course it is, discovers the art of transferring souls of the dead into inanimate objects, because that's something anyone would ever want to do.
Yeah, take away the entire premise of the franchise of this puppet master being the one that figures out all the magic and whatnot, and just have him be taught by some other random fucking Nyarlathotep ripoff.
Okay, that was always kind of the thing. Sutek, but there was always... Well, Sutek was since the 4th movie, but the 3rd movie did have that he learned it from a wizard in Egypt.
Yeah.
Like, he picked it up.
But it's like, okay, you can have the character learn his own magic, and like transfer souls without the need of...
Anyway, I thought it was some... I didn't think it was magic. I always thought it was some kind of like glowing serum goo that he injects into them. Like, since the 1st movie, he's been injecting puppets with goo.
Yeah, like Phantasm. Like, it should be something similar to that, But no, of course they have to change all that.
No, you can't have them injecting puppets with goo anymore. That'd be weird.
That'd be too strange for a murder puppet franchise.
Anyway, we're going back to the 19th century.
Yes.
So, to the 1800s, inexplicably.
To watch the shitty puppet shows that suck ass.
So, let's go.
Yep.
What is it? What have you found?
Where? Cyclops. He was one of the first of the family.
For those who think they've seen it all. Now, see how it all began.
Let's begin. It cannot be saved, but the secret must be saved. You can make your puppets truly live. And there is little time. Shall we begin?
We shall be avengers.
Retro Puppet Master.
Okay, this... I don't know what that was.
It was a bunch of dancing puppets and...
some bad effects, some CGI...
Weird line readings.
I never thought I'd miss the Puppet Master theme.
Yeah, right? Like, it's new.
And still we get something that sounds like it belongs in Ultima.
Yeah. Fucking Greg Histero's just, like, sitting there going, like, Yeah, the old music was better. Why do I have to listen to this now?
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah, we gotta get that out of the way. This stars Greg Sestero as young Andre
And
Toulon,
yes, he's the star of this film.
who you may know as Mark. You're such a chicken, cheap, 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 cheap. From the room.
that is his AKA. His entire nickname is Mark. You're just a chicken, cheap, 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 cheap. That's his entire
He's in
nickname
this.
now.
But does
I don't
this
think that could fit on the name tag.
this movie starts with good Toulon, the Toulon we know and love.
Yeah, and he's
putting-
sitting at the border of the Swiss, the Swiss border, 4 miles from it in 1944, about to jump it with the rest of his puppets.
Mm. And he opens the box that they're in, and like, oh, it's a good way to travel, but we got work. We still got work to do. And then this like head of a cyclops rolls out.
It's out of nowhere.
Yeah, it just from like inside the case. It's like, oh yeah, Cyclops. He was our first puppet. No, he wasn't.
Oh yeah. Also like Pinhead has like one eye closed.
Yeah.
Like, for some reason. I don't know why. It's like they're made of wood. Why would it have its eye closed? Like, and then Toulon just goes off on this long-winded story about the Cyclops head, even though all of the puppets should know what the fuck it's about.
But we don't know if it's the same puppets it was. It's confusing, and I don't know why this movie exists.
I think so. I think it was supposed to be like all of the puppets that were there, basically, aside from the ones that are like completely destroyed, which like, I don't know. Which ones are completely gone?
I think Dr. Death and Cyclops are completely gone.
Probably, yeah. Dr. Death for sure. Feels like Dr. Death is just nowhere to be seen. Cyclops, his head is still there. That's about it. So, anyways, he just goes off on this fucking story about the fucking Cyclops head, but he mentions that the origins of this are in Cairo, Egypt.
And
Why?
There's an old Egyptian wizard called Afzar or Afzir or Afzil or something.
I think it was Azel.
Let's see if I can find
Not
it.
like not Azazel, but like Azel.
That would be Afzil,
I think it was Azel. I don't think it was Afzel.
played by Jack Donner, who I don't know anything about him, but I guarantee he's too good to be in this movie.
He reminds me of the guy from Blade Runner. You know that one guy with the cane and the cool hat? You know the guy.
The
one
one
with the mustache?
The one who gives him the unicorn at the end?
Yeah.
No, he wasn't. He
reminds me of him, I'm saying.
He, between 1977 and 1996, he was completely out of work.
I said he reminds me of him.
Ah.
I didn't say it looked like it was him. I said it reminded me of him. He's very similar in like his cadence, the way he speaks and everything, and also he kind of looks like him in the face, just a bit. But yeah, he was pretty cool. I don't mind him being in the story. It's just like, why involve this ancient Egyptian magic all of a sudden?
For all intents and purposes, he is basically just Obi-Wan Kenobi or Ramirez from Highlander. He's just the old mentor man.
Yeah, he's not even there for a lot of the.
He's Coleos.
He's completely gone.
He's Coleostra from Spawn, and he runs around. He's stealing some scrolls from an Egyptian temple, and then there are some.
You want to talk about Coleostra? Like.
No, I don't want to talk about the Spawn movie.
Okay, fine. We'll just ignore that one then. We'll leave that there.
And then there are some wizards who are like, "Oh, hail Sutek," and they shoot energy beams at him, but he's like, "No, no, no," and blocks them and reverses them. And it's basically just old men waving their hands around with CGI happening.
Oh, but it's not as bad as what's that one fucking D&D movie with like the two guys?
No, it's not it's not Dungeons and Dragons the movie, thankfully.
No, the other one there with the fucking they go to like modern day, the two dudes.
Oh, In the Name of the King?
Maybe. I know Spoonie did it. Whatever.
Oh, no, that's way more entertaining than this.
The one with the go to the hole. Go to the hole.
Yeah,
That
that's way more entertaining than this movie.
Yeah. Yeah, that's like oh man, just that movie has like entire just hand wavy fights. It might as well just be like deaf people arguing.
So he fights the wizards, then Sutek, because yay, we get to deal with Sutek some more. He's
amazing.
He's not totally the worst part of this frickin' franchise at all.
I totally love him. He's my favorite bad guy ever.
And we don't even get to see him. He's just talking to some mummies, and he's like, hey, go steal back the secret of life and death from Asvel, old wizard man. And they're
fucking
like,
decapitate me with an axe.
And they're like, okay. And they have this thing where the leader says, Asvel, we have caught you, and you will return to us the secret of life. The secret of life. The secret of life. And it gets so old.
They're basically like Agent Smiths, but like ye olde. They're ye olde Agent Smiths, and they work for Sutek. And the little side ones, the two side ones, they're way less powerful and way more stupid, and they're basically just the jock stereotype in every high school movie ever.
Why don't you make a tree? Hey, Asvel, why don't you make like a tree and get out of here?
Yeah, get out of here.
Get out of here.
That's basically them. Like, they have a serious case of, like, Metal Gear speech. And, like, early Metal Gear speech. Not like, Metal Gear 3. Like, no, we're talking Metal Gear 1 speech.
No, you're giving it too much credit. They have House of the Dead speech.
Oh, God.
Like G did?
I want some line deliveries like that in this film. That's what this movie needed.
So
it needed some fucking help me.
We then go to Paris, and there's this, and the movie basically becomes Titanic for a half hour.
Yeah, very very similar.
Because there's this rich heiress, and she wants to see the world. She Disney princesses it, and she's like, I know this. Mm-hmm. I'm in this rich place, but I want more. I want to see the world. She's Princess Jasmine. But she's like,
we're in Paris. I want to get away from all of Daddy's guards. I want to be free.
She has a maid who is by far the worst actor in the film. This lady is awful.
She's pretty. And, like, every now and again, like, I get a line read from her, and I'm like, okay, I can believe that you're from this
Ilsa's
era.
fine. She's fine. Her maid.
Mm-hmm.
Like, who she only has a few lines, but they are the worst line reads I've ever heard. They're just flat she's meant to just emotionless. She just speaks with a complete monotone the whole movie. It's like, why are you here?
She's meant to be a striker for the exposition.
Mm.
Like, that's the only way I could explain it.
So she goes out on the town. Andre Toulon's getting ready to put on a puppet show. Mm-hmm. She gets a beggar, harasses her, and gets money from her. The beggar talks to Toulon about how much.
Very poor boy.
The beggar's talking to Toulon. It's like, hey, you should get some more middle class people instead of all these rich people, because like trying to get money out of these rich people, it's like it's almost like working. It's funny because I'm a homeless person by choice, and that's what the movie's inferring, that all homeless people are, and this movie's actually really destructive.
Back in the day. Lazy fucking, like, Toby caps. It's fucking useless, dirty Toms.
Dirty Tom.
That's basically who he is. He's basically Dirty Tom.
And so, Asfazel... Let's just call him I'm just going to call him Azrael, because I've been reading the Nightfall saga. Azrael comes.
Just call him Azel.
Azel.
Easier.
I'll just call him Obi-Wan, because that's what he is. So Obi-Wan shows up.
Obi-Wan.
Obi-Wan shows up.
He's our only hope.
Ugh, this movie's so stupid.
Keep going.
He shows up after, by the way, the most boring, least interesting puppet show I've ever seen. Because the puppets only their arms move, their heads and legs are completely motionless. They're not even marionettes. They're just like they're so boring.
This story is fucked up also, though, because
we're in hell.
It's characters going off
yeah.
about like having no eyes and like one eye is better than two eyes and like I don't know what the fuck. And also apparently this is
and all the people are in the theater watching like it's the deepest thing they've ever seen, even though they're just talking nonsense. They're talking high school 40s. Poetry nonsense.
Hey, there wasn't no fucking Def Jam poetry night in the 40s, okay? This was Def Jam poetry night in the 40s.
So, and after the show, Obi-Wan, we're calling the stupid wizard.
I guess
this movie's.
He just shows up.
Yeah, he shows up, and he's like, "Hey, you, what's your name? Toulon? Cool, good enough. I'm going to teach you the secrets of eternal life."
He gets his ass beat outside of the theater.
Yeah,
and then
by
sees him and screams.
He gets his ass. He gets his
Hystero runs along.
He gets his ass beat.
Helps them
by essentially the Cruella de Vil's goons from 101 Dalmatians.
Mm-hmm.
By those two
one guy who opens up the fucking Ark of the Covenant.
Yeah, they show up and beat him up with wrenches. So he crawls into Toulon's theater, gets nursed back to health, and teaches him the secrets of eternal life.
Yeah, he goes, "I will teach you alchemy.
I will teach you real kung fu."
Yes.
Wax on,
to sweep the leg.
Wax off.
I'll teach you how to be in even shittier movies than The Room, Greg. That's what he tells him.
He's way ahead of him on that.
I will teach your agent to book you into the ground. And then once you get there, you will get the bookings from hell. Because that's what you deserve. Okay. So, he basically tells him, like, "Oh, yeah, you're joking, get the fuck out of here." Greg's like...
Well, he's not get the fuck out of here. He's like, "Oh, yeah, you're just crazy old man." He's like, "All right."
He tells him the 40s version of get the fuck out of here.
So, to prove himself, and I'm calling them this because that's what they look like, the 1900s Mr. Smiths.
Yes.
Because they're dressed like Mr. Smith, but with, like, Victorian coats and bowler hats and one wool glove on their left hand for no reason and little round glasses. They congregate in the sewer and then kill the beggar for no reason.
Because he's in the way.
And he wasn't even in the way. He was just like, "Hey, can I have a few dollars?" And like, "We were gonna kill you now." Hey, ho, Sutek.
Yeah, he's like, "But I need change though," and they're like, "We'll change you to not alive."
I think you're really stretching for an excuse to, and then they kill him.
Yes,
and
because he's Dirty Tom, and Dirty Tom must die.
And so Obi-Wan shows him how to transfer his soul into a puppet.
Yeah, he creates Pinhead first,
which is the original Pinhead.
Yeah. Like, proves to him, "Oh yeah, I can do this thing." It's like, but whose soul is in Pinhead then? Does it matter?
I don't think it does.
Exactly.
I never questioned or really cared.
None of us did. Except for me, I'm the only one that questioned it, but like, rhetorically. Anyways, let's get back to his demonstration, I guess. Because, like, he asked him to do a bunch more, I think. Was that here?
Well, it's not
he gives him a pokey ring. That's what he does.
Yeah.
He gives him a pokey ring.
He, which is meaningless. He even says so as he's giving it to him. Like, this ring doesn't matter.
There is no special properties of this ring. It is simply a tool. Much like the person that made this film.
Yes.
So he uses it to draw the goo.
He draws the goo and puts it in the puppet, and then we have Pinhead. And
yeah, Pinhead runs around the theater like a fucking monk artist, and then he chases him for like 20 minutes before Elsa shows up.
And then there's some sort of romanticness between them, and then the Secret Service beats up Andre Toulon.
Hey, I'm getting as much relationship quality here. The room was nothing. There was zero chemistry at all. At least in this, it's like there's maybe 5% chemistry or 10% chemistry here. Mm-hmm. There's something.
Not nearly enough.
Yeah. Still though, it's so dry that you have to fucking tap the bottom just to get anything from it.
So
anyway.
So she's not allowed to leave the house anymore. She's locked in the embassy by her dad. Andre Toulon's beaten up, and while he's out, the Mr. Smiths show up and just kill everyone in the theater.
Yeah.
including Obi-Wan.
Yeah.
And then Andre Toulon just puts all of them into puppets.
Well, actually, they don't get to kill Azel.
Oh yeah,
he kills himself.
There was something with putting up glyphs of protection, but it didn't go anywhere.
Yeah, they just fucking walked into the theater and beat the ever living shit out of everybody.
It was kind of funny.
It was a total TPK, and it was hilarious.
Because they don't even have any fighting. They just hold their hand a bit clutchy near your face and suck out your life force.
Mm-hmm.
They're like ring wraiths, but lame.
They walk up to you and they power word kill you.
Yeah.
And they can instantly put people to sleep. Just by saying the word sleep.
They're like Walter in the crappy Dark Tower movie.
It's kind of bullshit.
Yeah, so was that. They're Matthew McConaughey. They're Matthew McConaughey.
There we go.
Matthew McConaughey.
McKinda?
Yeah.
Sorta.
So Andre transfers all of their souls into puppets, and then we get Dr. Death, who I was disappointed with because he looked really cool on the poster, but doesn't do anything.
He's not as intimidating as his uncle.
Blade, who used to be really cool, who is much less interesting as he is in the movies going forward.
Yes.
Cyclops, who is not the first and I can't remember anything about what he does or how he is.
He does nothing.
Six Shooter, who used to be really creepy looking.
He does nothing.
Tunneler, who was now called Drill Sergeant, apparently.
Yeah, why is he all of a sudden called Drill Sergeant?
It's a better name, admittedly, but
true.
It's just
it makes
out
sense
of nowhere.
With the whole war theme.
Yeah, and also, why is he dressed like a World War II officer in the 1900s, early 1900s?
Because
never mind. Yeah,
I guess
it's weird. But he's
this
wearing
fucking series. That's an understatement, Merrick. This entire fucking series is borked.
Yes,
okay, we're
much.
lying if we try to make it seem otherwise.
And
no.
What the scene where they're raised up has some of the worst effects I've seen in this series, and yes, that is saying something.
Yeah, there's some pretty bad ones.
Because it's a scene where they have the puppets rise up a la Frankenstein monster. They rise up at the waist to show they're coming to life. And now anyone could figure out how to do this effect. You secure the bottom half of the puppet, you have a hinge in the puppet, and you have lines of fishing twine going from the puppets to some being pulled off camera, and they slowly rise up. It's easy. I could do it. You could do it. It's simple. It's a very simple effect. So obviously, this movie decides to use black thread and like thick black thread that's really noticeable on camera.
Like, they did not even go to the Shaw Brothers school of wire fu. They just gave up on the schooling of wire fu and just decided, like, just use black thread, whatever, we don't care anymore.
Phantasm balls move better. In the first Phantasm, the balls move better than this.
Oh yeah, that's high praise though.
And that's still just a... And by the way, that is a guy with that thing on a fishing rod, and that is a mirrored ball.
Yeah. Like that's what I'm saying. Like it's high praise, dude. Like you're giving it way more credit comparing it to Phantasm. Like you should be comparing it to like something like, I don't know, like Shaw Brothers. Like
I've seen not Mike Matei. Who's the one Cinema Snob really likes? Bruno Mattei. I've seen Bruno Mattei ninja movies with better effects.
Yeah, there we go. Like
and those are
like
movies
that.
They made like 5 at a time. 5 movies in the same shoot.
Yeah, like mass-produced garbage, like kung fu flicks. They're just like wire fu, like nonsense.
Even they know
how to do this. You still can't see the wires in those most of the time. Or at least like some of the time.
He brings them back to life, and then they... Ilsa's leaving on a train?
Hey,
she's leaving. She's leaving.
Said, go back to Geneva, and she said, "Aww."
And she sent a letter to Toulon that says, "I'm leaving on the night train. Don't know if I'll be back again."
Yeah, and then she gets kidnapped by the Smiths,
and they get beaten by Toulon's puppets. And nothing was accomplished and nothing was learned. Actually, more questions were raised than were answered because this all contrasts and it's all at odds with everything we know about the origins of the puppets from Puppet Master 3. And it doesn't even have interesting villains because random Egyptian sorcerer zombies are not as interesting as fighting zombies because fighting zombies is just fun. Because screw zombies.
The most interesting part of the entire film was the Star of David chandelier dropping on the agent, like the Smiths, all 3 of them, and then just 2 of them get up, and the third one is like, yeah, this one's useless now.
It was so...
Like, that's the best part of the entire film.
And he's like, well... And as for what happened to Cyclops, we cut back to the past, future past.
Yeah.
Where are we in space?
The Swiss border.
Where are we in space and time? And Toulon's like, and what happened to Cyclops? Well, that's a story for another time. Yeah, but not one we're ever going to hear.
Mm-hmm.
Because they dropped this...
maybe one of those movies. Maybe one of those 7 other films in the franchise.
Do you... Look, they dropped everything from Puppet Master 5 to make Curse of the Puppet Master, and they dropped everything from Curse of the Puppet Master to make this.
That's a double retcon with some promise, I guess.
Now, the next Puppet Master film is Puppet Master The Legacy, which we will not be watching.
Good, because I think I remember you describing it as just a clip show of all the other films.
And it would be made in 2003, 4 years after this one. And it would actually kill the Puppet Master franchise for a bit.
Good. It needs to be fucking cleansed with goddamn bleach. Oh, like this fucking franchise is just like spread like a goddamn cancer.
Because it's all just archival footage and then 2 actors talking.
Like this series has gone on for fucking too long.
Still further to go. So I don't know what the point of this movie was, because everything it did would be dropped and forgotten.
It was to establish that, like, fuck everything, we can do what we want with the story.
Wow.
And we expect you to just...
Legacy managed to get
go along
3
with it.
out of 10.
I'm not surprised if it's a fucking clip show. It's like, yeah, we're done with this. Like, the entire audience is like, yeah, we're just gonna go over there. Call us back when you have something new.
But the puppets would well and truly be back in Puppet Master versus Demonic Toys in 2004. That might give us some closure on Cyclops, but I doubt it. And then they would return in 2010 with Puppet Master Axis of Evil. Followed by Puppet Master Axis Rising.
Those ones might be a bit better.
Well, they bring back them fighting Nazis. Then Puppet Master Axis Termination. And then all the way to 2018, Puppet Master The Littlest Reich.
Wow, that's a hell of a fucking subtitle. But, yeah, we're probably not going to be able to get any closure on Cyclops, and we'll probably never see Greg Estero as young Toulon ever again.
And I'm oddly not at all saddened by any of this.
Yeah, if it wasn't for The Room, honestly, I would say this is his most iconic role.
What about Best for Fiends?
I haven't seen that one yet, so I'm yet to speculate.
What about that Neighbors show I showed you?
I want to blow my own head off with a fucking shotgun.
Well, so what do you
Does that
give?
answer your question?
Yeah, actually, quite eloquently. What do you give this?
Oh man, I give this one all 3 of the puppets that managed to die in this film. All of them sitting in a room, just heads rolling on the floor, not giving an ever-loving shit about the fucking World War going on outside. Out of, I don't know, a fucking a Star of David chandelier falling on my fucking head, and like, goddamn, I don't know, Ed Boon fucking walking up to me and like planting his menorah on my goddamn corpse and going like, fuck you, and giving me 2 fingers.
I'm going to give this movie the same one. It's pretty much the same thing I give all the movies that forget to include the greatest of the puppets. Torch. The flamethrower guy with bullet teeth. I'm going to give it that, setting it on fire.
Oh, put the flamethrower in my mouth, please. Kill me like Frank Castle.
But next time we have hopefully a more enjoyable, if still awful movie.
Mm-hmm.
We have another House.
Yeah, we got House 3, and that's the last House movie, right?
No,
No,
of course
not.
Don't be ridiculous.
Why? God damn it! They're like fucking cockroaches. They're everywhere. They're going onto the ceiling. Oh my god, they're in the walls. Okay, we're done.
Yeah, see you next time for the 3rd installment of House, which has nothing to do with anything. Ciao, guys. Nothing. Don't you know, Adrian? Nothing ever ends. It's never over.